start seated, so that's good. So you can stay seated where you are. I've started the last few classes standing, and I thought today, since it's not freezing cold, we might start in a seated position. So find one that is comfortable for you, and it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be cross-legged. It can be any way that best suits you. Sometimes I will come onto my shins and sit in what's called hero's pose. The cross-legged pose is called Tsukasana or easy pose, and sometimes I take a half lotus. So find one and feel free to move around. If it doesn't feel comfortable after a few minutes and you need to change, then please feel free to do that. But otherwise, when you're in your seated position, just start to close down your eyes and just take a few moments to let go of your working day. We've all been working from home, and even though we're not in that office space, we've created that space within our homes over the last couple of months. So let's just let go of the morning's work, but equally let go of anything you have on in the afternoon as well. So here we just want to take some time to arrive in this space, getting ready to practice our yoga for the next 60 minutes. And really just give ourselves a moment to settle in. It's nice here to just kind of let the body move a little bit too. Like you might find there's a little stiffness through the neck or the shoulders. So feel free to move the head a little from side to side, and perhaps give those shoulders a roll up, back and down. So that helps you just kind of sink a little deeper into the mat and bring your focus to your physical body. So then we can bring awareness and focus to the breath here, which helps us settle in as well. So with your eyes closed down, just start to observe your breath. A nice, gentle expansion as you inhale. And then start to feel that lovely softness on the exhale. We get to soften through the chest, through the shoulders. But it's just nice here to take some time observing your breath and just feeling that breath move in and out of the body. And that lovely physicality that we get as well with that expansion on the inhale and then that softness on the exhale. And I want you to think of your breath. Let's use the word direction. So that as we draw the breath in, we're drawing it in and down and allowing that expansion then to occur through the front, the back, and the sides of the body, rather than a drawing of the breath in and a lifting up through the chest and shoulders. So this happens when we observe the breath and we're able to slow it down just a little and give it a little bit of direction. So it's bringing a little bit more awareness to the breath and noticing whether as you inhale there's that expansion through, whether you're bringing the breath in and down and that expansion through the torso, or whether you're lifting and just bringing the breath into that shallow part, the top part of the lungs, and lifting through the shoulders. So just if you are doing that, and I often find myself doing that as well, it's an unconscious thing, consciously bring the breath down into your body. And then it's a perfect opportunity for you to just take a scan through your whole body from head to toe and notice how it's feeling. Notice any tension or tight spots. And you can move again a little bit here if you feel the need to kind of just let your body sway a little from side to side, which is also another way to fully settle in. Or perhaps you just start to take some little circular movements. Now, when I do this, I can feel my hip flexors and a little bit into the glutes. And you're just gently swaying that backbone side to side. You don't have to move. I sometimes find it really nice just to feel into the physical body a little more by just some gentle movement. It gives me an idea of what's areas are tense and tight. And for me today, it's a lot of lower body, not tension, but tightness, I'm going to say. I did a class the other day and I realized through being on, or not teaching so many classes on a daily basis, that just doing, you know, one class a day, my body is sore the next day. So I'm dealing with sore glutes and sore hip flexors from doing maybe 100 squats the other day. So it's interesting how when we don't move as much as we previously were, how our bodies begin to respond after that movement comes back. So that's a little bit of awareness for me. But you may have something else going on. You may have an injury that you're recovering from. It could be a long-term injury, or you know, there could just be other areas that feel a little tense and tight in your body. And so just wrap some awareness around anything that arises for you in this point, and know that nothing we do in this practice is ever compulsory. It's all completely voluntary. So if something doesn't feel quite right for you as you come into a flow or a movement, then just ease back and come back into your child's pose as often as you like. Stay there as long as you need to. So let's bring awareness now back to the breath so we can slow it down a little more and deepen it a little more. So we're taking that directional breath, and this time as you draw the breath in through the nostrils, follow it down the back of the throat, allow it to travel all the way through the lungs and land in the belly. So now we feel that expansion from the bottom of the torso, the front, the back, and the side. And then let that breath continue to rise up and fill the torso expanding as it goes. So that at the very peak of the inhale, the collarbones lift a little, but the ribcage expands to the edges of your skin. And then on the exhale, breath slowly leaves the top of the lungs, the bottom of the lungs, the diaphragm muscle shifts up. And as that breath lastly leaves the belly, that navel draws softly in towards your spine. So a nice slow breath. This is our deep belly breath, sometimes called yogic breath or diaphragmatic breath. And we want to feel that expansion rising from the bottom through the middle all the way to the top of the torso. And that softness from the top through the middle, and that nice gentle drawing in of the navel towards the spine as lastly the breath leaves the belly. So let's use our next breath in to draw the hands towards the ceiling to meet in prayer. And exhale, guide the hands to the heart space. And let's go again. Inhale with the arm. Exhale to the heart. So we'll take one more breath. Inhale, but just let your fingers touch here. And on the exhale, let that right hand come down. Left arm reaches for the right. We're going to inhale back through T-arms and exhale over to the left. And then end up back on the right. Inhale, T-arms, exhale to the right. And can we hold here? And what I'm looking for here is just a softening through that elbow, gently dropping that shoulder down away from the ear. So we create space through the bottom of the ear and the top of the shoulder. But really, let's feel this lovely stretch from the left hip all the way down the left side of the body. And out the fingertips on that left hand. So just take a moment here to take little pulsations, a little lift on the inhale, and can you drop and go a little deeper on the exhale? And again, so like you're pressing the floor away somewhat as you breathe in and then softening on the breath out. One more. And then use your next inhale, bring your hands back to meet in prayer. And as you exhale, guide the hands all the way down to your navel or solar plexus. Fingers interlace here. As you inhale, guide the hands towards the chin, lift the elbows nice and high. And on the exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Take a breath in, lift the arms towards the ceiling. And on that exhale, slowly release the hands behind. We're going to interlace them all the way behind our lower back. Draw the hands towards the floor, lift a little up and away from the buttocks. So my shoulders just cracked a lot then. So draw the shoulders back, broaden a little through the collarbones, lots of cracking and creaking there. And perhaps if your neck is okay, you could send your gaze to the ceiling with the next breath in. And then on the breath out, let's bring those hands back to the heart. Keep the hands in prayer. Inhale, send them towards the ceiling. And exhale, let's find cactus arms this time. And we're going to take a twist to the left. So inhale, let your fingers touch. On the exhale, right hand finds the left knee or thigh, left hand comes behind. Lift and lengthen with your breath in. And on the breath out, let the shoulder lead the way. So shoulder, ribcage, chest. And then lastly, your head and neck turns towards the back of the room. So think of each breath in as a lifting, lengthening through the crown of the head and feeling each individual vertebra begin to separate. And then each breath out is where we twist, but we're softening here. We're letting the torso soften, the shoulder, the rib cage, the chest. And softening through that neck as we turn that head towards the back of the room. So as you take your next breath in, let's take that left arm up towards the ceiling, follow with your gaze, and on the exhale, bring it across to the opposite knee and walk your hands across the knee. So now we're creating a little bit of space through that upper back. Take a breath in and then slowly lower down over those shins as you breathe out. So bringing the chest down towards the shin. A little lift on the inhale. And then let's go that little bit deeper on the exhale. And then with your next inhalation, draw the torso up and we'll find our eagle or Garuda arm. So that could be back of hand or back of hand. But if you're able to bring the palms of your hands together, let's do that. Draw the shoulders once again down away from the ears. And as you take your next breath in, lift the elbows nice and high. And on the breath out, draw the elbows down towards the navel. And we can go again here. Inhale to lift. Exhale and curl. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So use your next breath in just to draw the elbows in line with the shoulders. And on the breath out, drop the shoulders gently away from the ears again. Let's take a nice stretch through the side of the neck. So take a breath in. Slowly let your right ear draw towards the right shoulder on the breath out. Inhale to come back through center and exhale over to the left. One more time each side. Inhale through center, exhale to the right. Inhale through center, exhale to the left. Coming back through center with that inhale. On the exhale, let's unravel the arms and then inhale, bring the hands to meet in prayer. Exhale, guide the hands back to the heart. Keep the hands in prayer. Inhale, send them towards the ceiling and exhale, find those cactus arms. And then let's inhale, bring the fingers towards the ceiling to touch. On your exhale, the left hand comes down, right arm reaches for the left. And we'll come back through T-arms with the breath in, over to the right with the breath out. And then back to the left. Inhale and exhale. And hold on this side. So shoulder down away from the ear, softening through that elbow just a little. Feeling that lovely stretch down the right side of the body. And just taking a little pulsation, a little lift on the inhale. Drop that little bit deep on the exhale. Let's go again. Inhale and exhale. One more time. So getting this beautiful stretch from the top of that right hip down the right side of the body, out the fingertips on the right hand. Inhale now, bring the hands back to meet in prayer. And exhale, guide the hands down towards your navel or solar plexus. Fingers interlace here, and we inhale, draw the hands towards the chin, lift the elbows nice and high, and exhale, round through that spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Use your next breath in to lift the arms towards the ceiling. I'm waiting to see whether my shoulders crack here. As you exhale, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Draw the hands towards the floor, or not this time, and lift up and away from the buttocks. So my chest is really tight today. My shoulders are really tight. So the little cracking that happened at the beginning was a nice opening up through the shoulders. It didn't crack this time. So if you want, you could take your gaze towards the ceiling with your next breath in, opening up through the front of that neck. And then on the exhale, bring the hands back to your heart space. Inhale, send the hands towards the ceiling in prayer, and exhale, find those cactus arms. We're going to twist to the right this time. So inhale, fingers touch here, and we exhale, left hand finds the right knee or thigh, right hand comes behind. So lifting, lengthening with your breath in, And on the breath out, shoulder, ribcage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck turn towards the back of the room. So each breath in is that opportunity to lift and lengthen, feeling each vertebra lift a little more. And each breath out, we can use that softness, that essence of softness to work a little deeper into the twist, shoulder, ribcage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck. So as you take your next breath in, take that right arm up towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, bring it across to the opposite knee. So another opportunity to open up and stretch through that upper back. We can take a breath in here, lift the torso just a little, and then on that breath out, start to forward fold down over those shins. Maybe another breath, gently pressing the knees away on the inhale and then softening and lowering on the exhale. And then use your next breath in to lift the torso. Let's find eagle or Garuda arms, whether that's back of hand on back of hand, or whether you're able to bring the palms of the hands together. And just note that the more often you take these Garuda arms or eagle arms, the closer you'll get to bringing the palms of your hands together. It's just a matter of opening up a little more through that upper back. So maybe each time you take this particular pose, you find that if your palms aren't able to meet, they're getting a little bit closer to that point. And that's, I guess, what yoga is all about. It's practice makes progress, yeah? Let's inhale, lift the elbow. And exhale, draw the elbows down towards that navel. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Maybe taking a tiny little back bend on that inhale. And then going that little bit closer on the exhale. And we'll use our next breath in just to draw the elbows in line with the shoulders. And then on the breath out, drop the shoulders a little away from the ears. So what am I wobbling? Look at me wobbling. You can do that if you like. Just dropping the shoulders down from the ears and creating a little bit of space there. So we stretch that nice part of the neck. And then take an inhale. On your exhale, let's gently let the left ear drop towards the left shoulder. So we're stretching the trapezium here. Inhale, come back through center. And exhale over to the right. And if we've been sitting at our desk all days, it's nice to stretch through the neck. Inhale back through center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. And then come back through center with your breath in, and on the breath out, we'll unravel the arms. Inhale, so hands can come to meet in prayer, and exhale, guide the hands to the heart. Keep them in prayer. Inhale, lift them towards the ceiling, and exhale, find your cactus arm. And then let your hands come back to prayer with your next breath in and towards the heart with your next breath out. And then we're going to transition to our hands and knees. And, you know, any way you get there is fine. I like to inhale, lift the arms towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bring the hands out in front, uncross the legs then. I'm just going to move side on. We're coming into our tabletop. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders. And from this position, we'll just come straight into some cat and cow to make sure the back is nice and warm. We've moved the back in a nice side lateral movement. We've given a little bit of a twist, and now we're going to move it up and down a little to make sure it's completely warm. So as we inhale, we let the belly drop, bring the chest forward, gaze forward or eye gaze to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, round through the spine. So press the floor away, bring the navel to the spine, chin to chest. Make this really strong. Inhale, the belly drops, do it nice and slow. Draw the chest forward, gaze forward or eye gaze to the ceiling. So as you exhale and press the floor away, round through the spine, you get this lovely uplift of energy. Let's go one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then find your way back to that nice neutral spine, nice flat back. And with your next inhalation, let's take that right leg out behind. So I want you to flex the foot, the toes draw in towards the shin. Feel as if you're implanting the sole of your foot on the wall behind. Take a breath in here, gaze forward, and on the breath out, draw the knee to chest and round a little through your spine here, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forward, exhale and curl. So one more time, but this time we allow the foot to come all the way to the front of the mat between our hands. So exhale, knee to chest. Then we want to step that foot forward and inhale to lift the arms towards the ceiling. And let's exhale, bring those hands behind, interlace the fingers, draw the hands towards the floor. Lift up and away from the buttocks. See if you can draw the shoulders back a little more, lift up a little more, open through the chest. Draw the left knee forward, the right heel back, and perhaps send that gaze to the ceiling with that nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, release the hands to frame the front foot. We're going to slide the hips back here. Oh, hamstring, hello. Come forward with an inhale. And slide back with an exhale. Wow, my hamstrings are really tight. And again, inhale to come forward. Exhale, slide back. So we're going to hold here. Walk the hands back towards that knee. Feel or draw the toes back towards the shin. Feel that heel planted firmly into the mat. What I like to do here to deepen this stretch is energetically draw the left knee to the front of the mat. At the same time, draw the right heel back. They're not moving. It's just a push and pull kind of movement. So I'm pulling the heel back and pushing the knee forward and feeling as if they're drawing towards each other so that you get this lovely stretch down the back of the hamstring, which is what we're looking to stretch here. So you could take a breath in and lift the chest a little and then lower the chest down over the thigh with the breath out. And feel as if when you're releasing the breath, as if you're coming forward a little and then lowering the chest down. So we're not rounding through the spine. We want to keep the chest and heart forward towards the front of the room. One more breath. And then let's walk our hands back to frame the front foot. We'll keep the left hand on the mat and inhale, take that right arm up towards the ceiling. We want to press firmly through the left palm and draw this right shoulder back just a little more so we open up even more through the front of the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. And then on the breath out, release the right hand. And we're going to take that right leg back behind us, bend the knee. So the sole of the foot can just reach towards the ceiling, but option is to take this left hand around, take hold of the top of the foot and take a little kick back. Just so we open up a little more into the front of that thigh. You might find if you're able to grab the foot that you're opening up a little through the front of that the left side of the chest as well into the shoulder. Release that foot now, bring the hand back down if you took that option. And just allow 3 nice little releasing circles of that knee out to the side. And then pop the knee down and take that little side to side move. And then while we're here, I'll just turn front on. Let's again inhale, take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, slide that underneath the left, bringing the right side of our face down onto the mat. Left hand can stay where it is, or you might inhale, take it up towards the ceiling. And here, you could stay here, or you could bend at the elbow, wrap that arm around the lower back and reach for the top of the right thigh, gently drawing that left shoulder back, opening up into a little bit more into the front side of the chest. But feeling this lovely stretch down the back of that right shoulder blade as we thread the needle here. Let's use our next breath to take that left hand back underneath the shoulder, and you can inhale to press the floor away. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Puppy pose here, take a breath in, and on the breath out, sink down towards the mat. So we're looking for a nice opening through the chest. This is a chest opening pose physically and heart opening pose energetically. So using the breath here, a little lift on the inhale, and then see if you can come a little closer to the mat on the exhale. Lift a little with the breath in, lower a little with the breath out. One more breath. So using your next breath in now to press the floor away, and on the breath out, let's bring the hands back underneath our shoulders. So we're back in our tabletop. We could take a couple of rounds of cat and cow here, just to make sure that spine is feeling nice and warm. Option here to, as you're taking the cat and cow, maybe circle the hips a little if that feels nice for your body. And you could take a couple in one direction. So it's kind of I've heard this called the sexy kitty, but it feels nice to roll the hips a little and as well as drop the chest. So let's find our way back to our tabletop and take that flow to the left side. Inhale, take that left leg out behind. We'll flex the foot, so toes draw in towards the shin. So what we're looking for here is a nice stretch down the back of the leg, and just squeeze through that left glute just a little as you inhale, lift. And on the exhale, draw the knee to chest, forehead to knee. And we can go again. Inhale, send that leg back out behind us. Exhale, knee to chest, forehead to knee as well. One more time. Inhale, leg comes behind. This time on the exhale, knee comes to chest, but we step that foot between our hands at the front of the mat. Inhale to lift the arms. And exhale, bring those hands behind. Interlacing the fingers here. Draw the hands towards the floor. Lift up and away from the buttocks. So let your shoulders come back. Broaden the collarbones. Right knee is drawing forward. Left heel's drawing back. So we protect that lumbar spine. We're not dumping into the spine. We've got inner thighs squeezing together. One more breath in. And then on the breath out, release the hands. Framing the front foot. Let's check the hamstrings. Slide the hips back. Oh, hello. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, slide back. And again, inhale forward. Exhale back. So opening up a little more through the backs of the legs, and let's walk our hands back towards that right knee. Toes draw back towards the shin. Now my hamstrings are really, really tight today. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. So feel again as if you're drawing the right knee energetically forward and the left heel back. So you need to feel as if you've implanted the sole or the heel of that left foot into the mat, so you can attempt to draw it back towards you. And feel that openness through the back of the leg. So a nice deep stretch. You can lift your chest a little on the inhale, bring it slightly forward and lower it down over the front thigh on the exhale. And we can go again. Inhale and lift. Exhale, a little forward, and then we lower. So let's now shift the weight back into that left foot. Right hand stays on the mat, and we'll inhale, take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Taking a nice rotation through this low lunge. Pressing firmly through the right palm, draw that left shoulder back just a little more, and draw the left knee in towards your chest. Take a breath in here, and slowly lower that left hand on the breath out. And let's take that left leg back behind us and bend the leg here. So the foot is flexed, but we're pressing the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. And maybe you take that right hand around to take hold of the top of the foot and give it a little kick back, opening up a little more through that front thigh. Release that foot now, bring that hand back down, and just take those 3 nice little releasing circles, circling that knee out to the side. Popping the knee down, some little side to side movements through the hips. I'm just turning around here so we can thread the needle on the left side. Inhale, take that left arm up towards the ceiling, and exhale, slide that arm underneath the right. Left side of the face comes down onto the mat. Right hand can stay where it is, or you might inhale, lift it up towards the ceiling. An option here is to bend at the elbow, wrap it around the lower back, and reach for the top of that left thigh. So we're drawing that shoulder back just a little more, opening into that chest. One more breath. And then let's use our next breath here to take that right arm back up and underneath the shoulder, and we can press the floor away as we inhale. Now this time when you exhale, let's bring the hands just a hand's length out in front. Shift your weight forward to a low plank with your next breath in. Tuck the toes and slide back to an active child's pose with your breath out. Let's do that again. Inhale to come forward. Exhale back. This time we're going to lower halfway to the mat. So inhale to come forward. Exhale halfway lower. Inhale, press the floor away. And exhale, slide all the way back. Let's go again. Inhale to come forward. Exhale halfway lower. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale back. Now this time we come all the way to the mat. Inhale to come forward, low plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Hands a fraction wider than your shoulders. We'll roll 3 cobras. So plug all 10 toes into the mat. Shoulders down away from the ears. As you inhale, peel your chest. Stay nice and low on the first one. Exhale to lower. Let's go again. Inhale. Peel the chest off the mat. Feel like you're leading with the back of your neck here. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale. Peeling the chest off the mat, finding that cobra. Exhale to lower. Let's bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. Tuck toes, lift through that nice low plank as you breathe in. On the breath out, lift the knees off the mat and keep the legs bent, but send the buttocks to the wall behind you. So like we're in a bent leg downward dog or a kind of floating child's pose. From here, we can lift onto our toes and then start to let one heel at a time come towards the mat. So we're just transitioning, pedaling our way to downward facing dog. Nice. I don't know what just happened. I just got a message on there and I can't read it. So hopefully the internet is still okay. There's my cats. So just take some time to warm a little more through the backs of the legs. Hello, Jake. Are you going to sit right underneath a downward dog? Come back to stillness in your down dog. See or check that your feet are hip distance, your hands are shoulder width. I want you to lift onto your toes with the breath in and slide the heels to the right with the breath out. Bend the knees and just press the floor away. And then let's slide the heels to the left, bend the knees and press the floor away. Come back through center. As you take your next breath out, let your chest draw a little towards the thighs, heels melt towards the floor. Jakey, come here. And with your next breath in, as you look between your hands, you can walk or step or jump your feet to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, let your chest rest down onto your thighs, bend the knees, take hold of opposite elbows, and let your body just swing or sway a little here from side to side in this ragdoll pose. We shake the head, yes, no. Roll the shoulders a little. And then bring your hands onto the mat, and with your next inhalation, take a nice slow spinal roll. Draw the navel into the spine. Let your fingers just brush over the sides. And take a moment here in our Tadasana, mountain pose. So just let your feet plant into the mat. Give your shoulders a roll up, back and down. Palms of the hands face the front of the room. One more breath. And then as you take your next inhalation, bring the hands towards the ceiling to meet in prayer, and let's forward fold down onto the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, find your nice flat back, your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take our right leg, step it all the way to the back of the mat. Nice big long runner's lunge. Drop down through that back knee. Inhale, bring the hands to meet in prayer. And exhale, guide the hands to the heart space here. And then just let yourself tip forward. And turn to the left, right elbow to the top of that left thigh. See if you can parallel your hands to the floor here. And then so we're not dumping into that thigh, lift up and away, like you're drawing this left shoulder back just a little. Gaze to the floor or the wall or the ceiling and take this nice twisted low lunge here. One more breath. And then release the hands down to frame the front foot. We're going to tuck toes on that back leg, lift the back knee. Slide the left leg to the back of the mat. Find a plank. So you can drop your knees and stay in low plank or have the knees lifted for high plank. Wherever you are, take a breath in. Slowly lower to the mat with your breath out. Hands a fraction wider than our shoulders. Let's inhale, lift and find that Cobra. So on the exhale this time, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, hug the elbows in. Squeeze your glutes together. All 10 toes plug into the mat. Take one more breath in. And then slowly lower on that breath out. Hands under shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift through that plank. High or low with an inhale. Exhale back. We find our downward facing dog. Now just take a little pedal through your feet here in your down dog. And then find your way back to stillness. We're going to tiger curl this right leg. So as you inhale, take the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee. Exhale, draw the knee to chest. Start to shift the weight forward. Inhale, send the leg back. Bend the knee. Exhale, knee to chest. Weight shifts forward. One more time. Inhale, send that leg back. Bend the knee. Exhale, knee to chest. Weight shifts forward, but we step that foot between our hands at the front of the mat. Make sure the knee is tracking over the ankle. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms to medium crab. Exhale, bring the hands towards the heart space, gently tipping forward into your next breath and turning to the right, left elbow to the top of that right thigh. So palms of the hands parallel to the floor as best we can. Lifting up and away from that right thigh. Gazing to the floor, the wall or the ceiling, whatever feels more comfortable for your neck. One more breath. And then let's release the hands back to frame the front foot. Tuck the toes on the left leg, lift the left knee, and we'll step to the front of the mat with our next breath in. On the breath out, chest rests down onto the thighs, and take that nice slow spinal roll as you inhale, feel bone stack on bone. Hands reach for that tall mountain pose towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lift the arm. Exhale, forward fold back down onto your mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift, your flat back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Left leg steps to the back of the mat this time. Keep the left knee lifted. Inhale, lift the arms. Now we're going to exhale and sink into Anjaneyasana. But as you inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, sink back down. Little pulsations here. Inhale again. Exhale. Now let's find those cactus arms here as well. I want you to bring awareness to the ball of the left foot. Press it a little into the mat. Lift the heel, slide it back, engage the hamstring. Inner thighs squeeze together a little here. Maybe you're able to open up through the chest just a little more. Take a nice deep breath in. And then on the breath out, release the hands to frame the front foot. So from here, we're going to slide the hips back and straighten into that right leg. Say hello to the hamstrings once again. Inhale, come forward. Go nice and low here. Exhale, slide back. Let's go again. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, sliding back and holding here. So feel the left heel reach for the mat behind you. If it's available, you could draw the toes of that right foot back towards the shin and feel a slightly deeper stretch into the back of that hamstring. It's just a personal choice here. You can use the breath to see if you can bring the chest a little closer to the front thigh. Maybe the forehead touches the shin. Maybe. And then let's slowly bring the sole of that foot back down onto the floor and bend again into the right leg. Keep your left hand on the mat. Inhale, take the right arm up towards the ceiling. So now we're in a high revolve lunge here. Pressing firmly through the left palm. Can you draw that right shoulder back just a little more? Take a nice deep breath in. And on the breath out, release the right hand back onto the mat. And we'll slide the right leg to the back of the mat. Find your plank, high or low. Take a breath in. Lower to the floor with your breath out. Let's bring now our hands completely off the mat. Walk them forward just a little. Press into the pads of the fingers. Plug all 10 toes into the mat. Inhale, lift for our striking cobra. So on the exhale, soften the shoulders. Hug the elbows in a little. Squeeze your glutes together. Take a nice deep breath in. And slowly lower to the floor with your breath out. Hands on the shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift through your plank. High or low with an inhale. Exhale back. We find our downward facing dog. Take a little pedal through the feet. And then come to stillness. We're going to tiger curl that left leg now. So as you inhale, take the left leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee. Exhale, draw the knee to chest, shift that weight forward. Inhale, send the leg back. Bend the knee. Exhale, knee to chest. One more time. Inhale, send that leg back. Bend the knee. Exhale, knee to chest, the weight shifts forward. We want to set that foot between our hands at the front of the mat. Make sure the knee's tracking over the ankle. Help it if you need to. Keep that right knee lifted. Inhale, lift the arms for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink down. Little pulsations here. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale to lower. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale straight through the front leg. On the exhale this time, let's find those cactus arms. Bring awareness to the right foot. Press a little into the ball. Lift the heel, slide it back, engage the hamstring. Maybe we open up a little more through the chest here. Draw the shoulders back a little. Draw the elbows a little wider. Take a breath in. And then on the breath out, release the hands to frame the front foot. And we'll start to slide those hips back. So come forward with your inhale. Go nice and low here. Slide back on the exhale. So we're straightening into both of the legs. And again. And let's hold here. Drawing the right heel towards the mat behind us. If it's available and it feels good, lift the toes of that left foot back towards the shin, and you'll feel that nice stretch down the back of the leg. Maybe you work to bring the chest a little closer to that front thigh. And then let's lower that left foot. Bend back into the left leg. Right hand stays on the mat. This time we inhale, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Take this nice high revolve lunge here. Take a nice deep breath in. And then on the breath out, release the left hand. We're going to slide the left leg to the back of the mat. Find your plank again, high or low, your choice. Take a breath in. Lower to the floor with your breath out. Let's bring the hands to the sides of the body. Palms face the ceiling. Engage the core, and as you inhale, thighs, torso, and arms float off the mat. Toes and fingers reach for the wall behind, crown of the head to the wall in front. Draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine, draw the glutes together. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the breath out, lower all the way onto the mat. We're going to take our hands under shoulders, lift through a nice low plank as we inhale. Exhale back and just come and sit into child's pose. Let your forehead reach for the mat. Hands can stay out in front or come to the sides of the body, and maybe your hands just gently sit on the top of the soles of your feet. One more breath. And then let your hands slide back out in front if they did come to the sides of the body. And as you inhale, come back through tabletop. But draw one knee at a time towards the wrists. Cross the feet. Sit back on your mat. And can we bring our legs out in front? Just give them a little bit of a shake here. So what I'd like us to do is draw the left knee in. Cross that ankle over the right leg. So it's sitting just on top of or just above that right knee. And then bring your hands behind you and then bend the right leg. And now we get to open up a little into this left glute. So you might just kind of feel into this. It might mean you slide your butt a little closer to that right heel. And maybe you move your hands in a little as well. So what we're looking for is we want to keep that left knee out to the side. We want to feel a nice stretch through the left glute and through the top of the hip. So you want to feel like you're pressing that knee away from you, lift through the chest, and then just come in as close as you're able to. So this is like a little bit like a pigeon pose, but we're seated. You can do this lying down as well. And you can also do this as you're sitting at your chair at your desk. Cross one leg over the other, and then just bring your chest a little closer down over the front thigh. One more breath, one more breath. And then find your way back. So if you brought your hands in, draw them back. If you brought your buttocks towards your heel or heel towards the buttocks, slide it back. And then let's straighten the right leg. And what I'd like you to do then is cross that left knee over the right. So if you can't see me, I'm just going to turn front on. So I went from this to crossing that knee over. Draw the toes of that left foot back towards you. This is another kind of hamstring stretch. But I want you to take your right hand onto the top of that left foot and your left hand to the mat, yeah? Take a breath in, draw the toes of the right foot back, and very slowly, very mindfully bring the chest down towards that left knee. We want to feel a stretch through the back of this right leg, but we want to do it really slowly. And it could feel a little nervy. By that I mean you could feel the nerves getting a little activated here as well. That's okay. Nice. And then let's just slowly lift the chest. And because we're here, we're going to draw that knee into the chest. Or push the sole of that left foot down onto the mat. Hug that left knee in now with your right hand. Take the left hand behind. Draw the toes of the right foot back towards the shin. Inhale to lift and lengthen, a different sort of twist. Exhale, shoulder, ribcage, chest, turn first. Lastly, your head and neck. So you should feel a nice opening up once again into the left hip and glute, which is what we were stretching when we did our little pigeon variation. So let's turn our head and neck back through center, and the rest of the body can follow. And just hug that knee in first. Give it a little stretch out and then lower it to the floor, and maybe you shake, you give those legs a little shake. And now we're going to draw the right knee in, cross it over that left leg. Bring your hands behind and then draw the left leg in. And then you get to play around with this particular stretch. I like to slide my buttocks a little closer to the heel and walk my hand in so that I can keep pressing that right knee away, but feel that nice stretch down into the right glute, the side glutes as well. So keep pressing the right knee away. Lift the chest so we're not folding through the chest, we're lifting. So this is a really nice alternative. If pigeon, conventional pigeon, isn't really your thing, and for a lot of people it's a little tricky to get into pigeon, this is another option. It's quite comfortable as well. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, just find your way back, move your hands back, slide your buttocks back, keep the leg crossed where it is just for now, and straighten that left leg, and then draw that right knee across even more. So we're looking for a stretch through the back of this left leg. Draw the toes back. So the hand can sit on that left foot, left hand on the right foot, sorry, right hand to the side. Take a breath in, lift and lengthen. And then keeping that straightness through the spine. So we want to just come like this rather than curl in through the spine. Let the chest start to lower, and you'll feel that stretch through the back of the leg, but maybe even through the nerves at the back of the leg. So be very, very gentle here. I actually have sciatica on this side, so when I say be very gentle and mindful, I'm talking to myself as well. It's not playing up, but I don't want it to play up either. One more breath. And then slowly lift your torso, and we're in a perfect position to take that twist. So just let the sole of that right foot come onto the mat, and then hug the knee in with your left hand. Toes of the left foot still drawing back towards the shin. Right hand comes behind. We inhale to lift and lengthen, and exhale. Shoulder, ribcage, chest. Lastly, your head and neck turn to the back of the room. So it's an opportunity to keep lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head, and to soften on the breath out, the shoulder or rib cage, chest, lastly that head and neck. And it's a beautiful twist through your spine, but also a nice opportunity to massage all the internal organs housed within that torso. So use your next breath in now to guide your head and neck back to center. Rest of the body can follow, and we can just hug that knee in, uncross the legs, and bring it out in front and give the legs a little shake. And now it's time to come down onto our backs. So inhale, lift the arm. And as you exhale, let your torso come down onto the mat. Take a breath, and then draw your feet towards your buttocks and let your knees come into the chest. Interlace the fingers over the shin. Start with a little bit of just rocking from side to side. And then with hands onto the knees, start to just circle the knees. And this is a lovely way to massage in through your glutes and your lower back. So just take a couple in one direction and then pause and change. And then give those knees a nice gentle squeeze in and let your feet touch down. We'll bring the arms out to the side, lift the hips, slide the hips a few centimeters to the right. Draw those knees into the chest and let them gently fall to the left. So let your left hand sit on top of that right thigh, and if your neck feels okay, just gently turn your head to the right. I've been teaching lots of 90-minute classes over this Zoom app, and so a 60-minute class feels very, very short, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to keep it into 60 minutes, which I'll have to get used to again. 90 minutes is such a luxury. Let's slide that left hand out to the side, roll back onto your back, let your feet touch down. Slide the hips now a few centimeters to the left, draw the knees into the chest and let those knees fall to the right. So the right hand can sit on top of that left thigh, and we can turn our head to the left if our neck is okay. And this is just a beautiful way to massage all those spongy discs that sit between each and every one of the vertebrae. So we have this nice opportunity to twist through the spine, bring some fresh reoxygenated blood back into that spinal column or cord. Let's bring that right hand back onto the mat, slide or roll back onto your back, let your feet touch down, slide the hips back into the center. And then draw your knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your shins, and lift your head and shoulders off the floor. So we're drawing our forehead and knees nice and close towards each other. Take a nice deep breath in, squeeze in as close as you can. And then as you breathe out, let your head and shoulders touch the floor and let your feet touch down just below the buttocks, and 1 foot at a time can extend to the bottom of the mat. Feet open out to the side, arms to the sides of the body, flick the palms, palms face the ceiling. Close down your eyes and let yourself just settle into your or our final pose, our Shavasana. So acknowledging that there's nothing left to do, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. We have a few minutes to sink into our lovely final pose, the most important pose of any yoga class is Shavasana. So close down your eyes. Let your body sink into the mat. Allow that certain level of heaviness to pervade through the back of the body. So feel the bones become nice and heavy, but keep this silky softness to the skin. Feel the muscles start to melt away off the bone. It's almost as if the skin itself has become this soft layer of silk that's just been draped over your body. And as your thoughts flow, and they will, they'll rise up, that's okay. Instead of trying to stop them, welcome them. And just acknowledge that they're there, invite them in. And when you do that, they lose their power, they lose their level of attachment, because you're not giving them any of your energy to stop them from coming. You're just accepting it as part of your Shavasana. The thoughts are coming, flowing up and down, that ebb and flow. And you'll find that any kind of power or attachment just kind of dissipates when you welcome them. It's something I've been learning to do these past few weeks, is to welcome all of my thoughts in and welcome them with a sense of love and joy. And even if I don't like them, I don't have to like them. You're not going to like everything that happens, but just accepting it and welcoming it has changed quite a lot and given me more space in my mind, so I'm not attached to anything, any stories that they may bring. And that's a really good point when we're sitting in stillness, to not let the stories start to run in our mind. Just let it be a thought that comes and goes. You can start now to let your breath begin to slowly deepen. And bring your awareness back to your position on the mat, in your space, in your room, and to your physical body. And allow that awareness to just expand from that point to the four corners of the mat that you are on, to the four corners of the space that you are in. Start to notice the sounds of the outside world that just drop gently back in. Allow it to be gentle. And then let the sound of the bells guide you back to your physical body once again on the mat. And start to invite some little flickers of movement back into your fingers and your toes. You might start to rotate your wrists and your ankles, or gently let your head move from side to side. When you're ready, extend your arms overhead so fingers reach to the wall behind, but your toes point to the wall in front. And just take a nice deep breath in here, letting your body become as long as it possibly can, so you feel yourself re-emerge, re-entering into your Wednesday afternoon. Bending your knees, making your way over to your favorite side, resting your head in your upper arm and your forearm with eyes closed down. Take some time here to regroup, to regather, to bring all the lovely gifts that you've received through your practice back with you, leaving nothing behind on the mat, and just taking some time here to integrate through the physical, mental, emotional, perhaps energetic, spiritual, whatever resonates with you here. No right or wrong. And then as you feel ready, just very slowly, mindfully begin to make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. And keep your eyes closed down, bring your hands into prayer, so thumbs just rest gently in on your sternum. Soften the shoulders, let the crown of the head reach nice and tall towards the ceiling. And just take some time here to notice how you're feeling at the end of your practice. And I'm just going to leave you with a little metta prayer before we sign off for the day. And metta just means love and kindness. So may you be well. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you live with ease and grace. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May we all live together with ease and grace and in flow. Thank you so much for joining me for our Wednesday Zoom yoga. If you'd like to join me in closing the class, we can together chant 1 Om and 3 Shantis. You could unmute yourself, not compulsory. If you have to go now, thank you so much for joining us. But if you'd like to stay, take a nice deep breath in. Take another inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's that, Denise?